Hey, good afternoon. We're here for an episode of Having the Chats podcast, and today I have the nanny of Josh Dunne, Diane. Diane, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having us on.
You're very welcome. Thanks for coming on.
You're very welcome.
This was always going to be a tough one, but it's one that is really important, I think, to do. So Josh's life was taken in 2021, 26th of January, am I right?
Yeah.
Diane, first, before we go into what happened on that night, tell us about Josh.
Where do I start? There's so many good things about him. He was a good kid, always smiling, always out to help other people, not a bad bone in his body. He was still in school. Brilliant footballer, lives for football. He'd rather go to football pitch than go to school, in all fairness. I just have to bait him out to go to school.
Like all teenagers.
He's right in my granny day.
Yeah.
He's basically just a good kid.
Yeah.
Just a brilliant kid.
I'm blessed that I got to know him as well, because
Yes.
he was a customer here for us, and Chris literally did his first haircut.
Very first haircut when he was 5.
Yeah.
The long hair.
Yeah. And he was like a gentle soul. Do you know what I mean? I think a really, really friendly, lovely young man.
He was real friendly. He'd never, it's probably, people probably won't believe this, but the years ago you'd have with your kids when they were younger, 1, 2, 3, Josh would still be under 1, 2, 3, I'd never get the 3, even though he was 16, I'd still never get to that 3.
Really?
Yeah, I swear.
Oh, my kids are taking to 10.
Now you probably walk out the door and call me all the names under the sun, which I don't think, but you know yourself. But he'd just a good kid.
Yeah.
Just a good kid, really.
And that you're a great mammy. But
Thanks.
Diane, tell us what happened on the 21st of January.
26.
26th January.
Well, just a normal day. He come in. He said, I never forget. I was sitting on the edge of the bed, and he's come in and he said, "I'm going out, Ma," and I didn't say that to him. And then he came back in and said, "I'm going out, Ma. I love you." And that was his last words from him to me. But later on that night, that evening, one of his friends knocked at the door and said, "Don't panic, Josh is after being stabbed, but he's alright." So I didn't panic, obviously. I was just going, I was thinking, but I wasn't making myself not panic. But then
because you obviously expected to go to a hospital and
I just thought it was
home.
Didn't think he was getting into or something. Did something stupid. Yeah. But I went to the hospital that night and the police was all over the hospital. And nobody came out to talk to me or anything like that. But I remember them saying to me, "Do you want to go into the family room?" And I was like, "No, I'm not going to that family room, because if we go into that family room, that's bad news. I just got it in my head, if I don't go in there,
you won't. It's not happening." But
then they come out, and the 2 doctors and one of the nurses came out, and they brought us into the room, and me and my nephew was there. And my nephew, they goes to me, "Josh is gone." And I just remember going, "What do you mean he's gone? Where is he gone?" And my nephew stood there, and I could see my nephew in the background going, "What do you mean he's dead?" I remember him saying, "Yeah, he's gone." And I just remember jumping up, just running out of the hospital, running out the corridors and screaming. I felt like I was screaming and nothing was coming out, because it's something that I didn't expect. Never.
Nobody expects it.
Do you know, but it was just, they wouldn't let me see him. But from that moment, I felt like Josh was no longer my child, he was a state child.
Why would they not let you see him?
Because he was a state child, it was a state case. He was under investigation and stuff like that, so I wasn't able to see him. But I remember sitting outside the hospital, sitting on the ground and saying, "I'm not moving, I'm going to see him." And they told me I could see him the next morning. So in the end I went home. I went back into the hospital at 7 o'clock the next morning, and he was gone to the morgue already.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see him. It was just crazy. It's a blow up of some of the things are starting to come back more clear now, because obviously it's nearly 3 years.
Yeah.
But
the longest 3 years of your life.
Yeah. The hardest 3 years. The hardest 3 years.
you were absolutely robbed because nobody should have to bury their own children, but especially
You don't
not.
expect it, like, even like when I was planning his funeral and stuff like that, it was like as if I was an outsider standing and looking at someone else's family.
Yeah.
It wasn't like my family at all, it was just it was like even when I was doing things, picking out things for the funeral and saying, yeah, it was like I was just doing it for someone else.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel real to me that was from my family, like my child.
Yeah.
But
it's like you're watching something, watching a fucking car crash like that.
That's what it was like. It was weird. It was just mad. It was like a cloud over me to protect me.
Yeah.
Do you know that way? And then that cloud all of a sudden was taken down. It was like, Jesus Christ, he's not coming home.
How did you explain this when you went home, like to your other kids? Like?
Do you know what? I don't even know. I think I just rang and he just was screaming down the phone to them. As far as I know now, I'm not 100% sure, but I remember going home from the hospital and I didn't even walk into the house. I walked around the block and kept walking and walking and walking. And then for some reason, that my room was here and Josh's room was there. And every night I would scream at Josh because he'd be on the PlayStation or the Xbox. Go on to his friends, call his friends, and every night I'd bang on the wall and say, shut me out. It's all hours of the morning. Like, but I remember that night I lay down the end of my bed for some reason and I could hear Josh screaming to one of his friends. And I jumped up and I went to bang the wall and I was like, he's not there. You know,
you just wanted to hear that.
Yeah. I wanted it was just in my head, like I wanted to really hear that one. Didn't.
So Josh, like at 16 years old, obviously this wasn't the case that he was out drinking or anything like
Never
that.
put a drink near his mouth.
He went for pizza, didn't he?
Never put a drink near his mouth. Never put a cigarette near his mouth. He went out that night because he didn't have training that night. If he had to, if Clover wasn't here and was training, Josh would be still here.
Yeah, 100%. So after they left, when they had their pizza and they were coming back, and what happened?
Him and his friends were going past, as they were cycling past as normal, and they were going down the Eastwell Road and there was pellets, something was happening over the other side of the road, but the fella called over to the kids, help us out lads, help us out. So obviously the kids going over, teenage curious, they were obviously going to go over. But they went over and there was a thing between the Liberals and two of their fellas, well one of their fellas sorry, over a bike or something. I don't think even the kids knew what was going on, they didn't know anything about the bike. But I'm not actually sure now. All I seen in the video was Josh holding onto the bike, onto the moped, and one of Josh's friends got stabbed. And that's when Josh jumped in. But when Josh jumped in, Josh did throw a punch. He's protecting his friend.
Well, in that case, because his friend had just been stabbed, Josh stood to make sure to keep his friend, keep a person away from his friend.
Like I was
stabbed. Of course, they're going to stand in the middle.
Your man, when Josh did the punch, your man grabbed Josh by the arm and caught Josh in the chest twice, and then just see Josh walking off and Josh clapped him straight onto the ground. And that was that.
I can't imagine how you're feeling. Did Josh pass away then?
Yeah, they said it was quick. But what I feel as a mother, it's up to us, as every mother feels, it's up to us to protect their kids. And I felt like a failure for months, and I still feel like a failure sometimes because even though it was out of my control, I should have been there to protect them. And I wasn't. Or he needed me that night and I wasn't there. Even though it was out of my control, there was nothing I could have done, but still feel like a failure as a mother.
Of course, you're going to feel that way. You expect that at the very least, if you have to say goodbye to your son, that you can say goodbye to your son.
And we never got to have a proper goodbye with him either.
Did you ever get to see him again?
I seen him 2 days later, 3 days later in the morgue. I had to go down and identify him, and when I walked in, it was through a screen. I wasn't allowed to touch him. I wasn't allowed to have a proper goodbye with him. Just it was like it was all just whipped away from me.
See, that's heartbreaking. Like if Josh had died of anything else, you could have held him and.
But when I went in to see him, he looked like he was just asleep. It didn't look like he was dead. I need a smile on his face. I just remember banging on the screen saying, Josh, I'm here. Wake up, I'm here, look, I'm here. Because he had a smile on his face and just looked like he was asleep.
Do you ever feel like he's around you?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I can guarantee you that he is. I'm a firm believer in that, and some people say I'm mad, but I don't care. It helps me. But I'm a firm believer.
I want to believe that he is, and I want to believe, as I say, I want to believe that there is another side out, another place for them. But then at the same time, I'm like, why would God take a good kid like that?
Yeah.
Then been to me for 16 years.
That's one thing that it's very hard to hold a faith, isn't it, when something like that happens? Because
it's
you're
hard.
just like, you know, if there is a God, I don't bloody know him, like.
Exactly. It's hard though. It's just, I mean, even now, like, looking at one of the hardest things we have to go through, what I have to go through as a mother, is looking at my kids hurting, my other kids hurting, and there's nothing I can do for them.
No, there isn't.
No.
And in a lot of cases, I suppose, with the kids, they probably try to hide how they're feeling from you, because they know that you.
They're trying to protect me.
Yeah.
At the same time, like, and it's not fair on them, like.
But you're also trying to hold yourself together so they don't see you upset.
Yeah.
So it's a catch-22, like, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there's nothing that you can say to those kids, and there's nothing that anybody can say to you that's going to make it okay.
Yeah.
It's so not okay what happened.
No.
And it's even worse that the person who's responsible for this walked out of court scot-free.
He walked away, and which is a whole new story. I don't understand it at all.
And
at the end of the day, if it was Josh that had the night that night, Josh would have been locked up.
He would have been locked up.
He would have went down there.
And I also, and people can beat me with a stick for this, I also believe that, number one, if Josh wasn't black, and number two, if Josh wasn't from Ballymun, I think the court outcome would have been a lot different.
Totally
different. I don't care who comes at me for saying that, but 100% I think that's the case. And the reason being, there are serious laws in this country for carrying guns, carrying knives. This person who killed Josh, whether he meant to do it or not, he was carrying a knife. If me or you were walking down the road now and we're stopped and searched randomly and we're found to be carrying a knife, we'd be arrested. On the spot. You'd be charged and you'd have your day in court. I don't understand how the man got away with it. I really don't. And it's our justice system that has to live with themselves.
The justice system failed Josh.
They did.
They failed. They took his life and also took his name, got to destroying his name.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm planning on fighting for back. They're saying his name is cleared. How was his name cleared when nobody went down for it?
It's not cleared, and the reason it hasn't been cleared in the eyes of anybody else, and that's why I'm saying, that's why I wanted to hear about Josh first, because the way it was put through the media was that Josh and his friends were just being shite bags and got involved in something, and they were from Ballymun.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how somebody that wouldn't know Josh would think, oh Jesus, you know, they probably were acting the maggot.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's why I find now that getting that CCTV footage released is very important to us, because people need to see that CCTV to judge for themselves what really happened that night.
Nobody saw it, and the public should be allowed to see the CCTV to see exactly what happened. Now we can do nothing about the person who did it, because he's long gone out of the country.
Yeah, he's back with his family, and my child doesn't get from home.
No.
What am I supposed to do? Just sit back and just keep my mouth shut? Oh, it's all over it. Yeah. I won't keep my mouth shut.
No, and you absolutely shouldn't
keep my mouth shut.
Is there anything that you can do now in that case? Like,
I'm not actually sure yet. We're in the middle of trying to find out if there is. But all at this stage, if we can't do that, and I want Josh's name cleared.
Yeah.
Even though they're saying his name is cleared, how was his name cleared when nobody's gone down for it?
Can I put in here as well that if any solicitors would like to help Diane in this case, if they have even any information, just to get in contact, because I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Because you're not looking for this man to be dragged back to Ireland. You're not looking. He's already walked. But what you want is Josh's name cleared.
Yeah.
And for people to know that Josh wasn't a shite bag, he wasn't out causing trouble.
No.
He genuinely tried to help somebody that night.
Exactly.
And he was one of two people that were stabbed.
Three people got stabbed that night. and your one that had a weapon or any type of thing was your man that done it.
Yeah, and I just do not understand. Like I don't understand for one why he got away with it.
Yeah.
Not only just stabbing Josh, but the other people that he stabbed.
Exactly.
How did he get away with that? But why was he not even just locked up for a knife offence? I mean,
Exactly.
if it was down to technicalities, there are still all these other offences.
Yeah.
So it's...
No, but that was me or you that was caught that night with a knife. Or it was Josh, and Josh was still here, or one of Josh's friends was caught with a knife that night. I guarantee you they'd be gone down for it.
Oh, I know people who have been
No,
locked up
like
for carrying
it's-
knives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I know women who have done a few days in prison
Yeah.
for not having a fucking TV licence.
They go down for lower. To me, I raise things because Josh is from a lower class area.
100%.
If he was from a higher class area,
Yeah. If
then
he was a
he's
white
gonna
boy
be-
from Clontarf,
yeah,
that man will be locked
Yeah.
up now.
exactly.
100%, I firmly believe
Exactly.
that. How do you cope on a daily basis?
I don't really, the only reason why I do cope, to be honest with you, I don't want to be in this world anymore because I'm not colour in my world, it's just all black and white.
Yeah.
Well, I have two small kids who depend on me that they're the reason why I'm here.
Yeah.
And plus I've all the kids who depend on me, both them two small ones. If they weren't here, I guarantee I'd be gone with Josh.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is, but it's horrible. You do every day, you wake up for that split second every morning and think, oh, it's just a dream, but then you get up and you're looking at Josh's picture and bang, he hit you like
Yeah.
the way it's hit you that night.
Yeah.
The pain is just there and it's just,
It's too much, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's just
Yeah.
it's so much or we can't even say one person because it's all of it.
yeah, all of us,
It
the
really
impact it has on their family. Nobody sees the impact that it has on the family and their family. No,
No.
their family is broken. The family's like, are ripping each other apart.
Yeah.
Do you know the way?
Yeah.
It's it's sometimes just hard to understand.
It's every day it's hard to
Yeah.
understand. I'll never understand this.
Yeah.
I really won't. Like I've seen some crazy things going on, you know, with court cases and things like that. But I've
Yeah.
never in my life seen anything like this. I really haven't. A 16-year-old boy absolutely robbed of his life.
Exactly. And then in this country, if I was to go and hit Josh, I'd be done for child abuse.
Yes.
So that's okay for a 45-year-old man to come and stab my child dead and walk away.
Yeah.
And this doesn't make sense.
Like the absolute shit show that was caused at court as well. Then when he eventually got to court,
Yeah.
and because the guy in question, he worked for Deliveroo.
Yeah.
There was like hundreds of them outside
There
court.
was loads of them out there, and the thing about the court case was we weren't allowed to wear a mask with Josh's name in it, but yeah, it was okay with Deliveroo's coming in and out with their uniforms. It was like from the very beginning of that trial, Josh was under trial.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't like he was under trial at all.
It's see, I went mad, and I'm sure you felt like it yourself.
I did,
but
but I
I
didn't
don't
want to
think
let
you
Josh down.
expected a not guilty.
Yeah, I didn't want to let Josh down. Because I was thinking, like, if I was to kick off, then they're going to be saying, like, oh, look at what right mother is.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
want to let Josh down, you know, that way. I just wanted to keep. Where if I look back now, and if I'd been a bit stronger, I would have kicked off.
You'd have probably been locked up.
I would have been locked
You
up.
know, he'd have been on a plane back to his own country and
Yeah.
he'd have been locked up now.
But
Your kids
it's
wouldn't
something
care.
went down for, even if it isn't like.
Yeah.
But we never get closure until something is done and even till his name is cleared.
I know you feel very strongly about this as well.
Well, what I think is, right, okay, certain people have been hurt, Deliveroo drivers, all that,
Yeah.
and Josh has gone down for this,
Yeah.
even though he wasn't involved
Yeah.
in anything. We want the videos shown.
Yeah.
We were in court, we seen the videos.
Yeah.
Josh was football crazy.
Yeah.
He was never in trouble. The
No.
police said he was never in trouble. He wasn't known around here for being
Yeah.
in trouble. His teachers,
Yeah.
anybody that knew him, knew Josh.
It's
was a good
extremely
kid.
important for people to know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a great kid.
Yeah.
He'd a heart of gold. Right?
Yeah.
One, right, how is it okay to go and carry a knife? Two, right, if they want now, why can't we get the videos, put them out there and clear Josh's name?
Exactly. Exactly. As I said, it's not a witch hunt. It's
No.
at this point your man has walked. But Josh's
Josh
name
shouldn't
is
have been-
important for his name to be cleared.
The only
Because his
thing-
mammy's living with this.
The only thing Josh did wrong was he went out
So
And that's- yeah. And it was, they were all meeting up. There was
Yeah.
a young girl. So what?
Yeah.
Right. The Deliveroo driver was out. They were all doing different things.
Yeah.
Right. The video shows all the way down. Not one person that met them kids had anything bad to say about them. At the shops, the security guys, all that. I don't know what videos the jury were looking at.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah.
You know, it's never okay to go up and carry a knife. Never.
Well, I know you've seen the CCTV. There is some of it missing, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a bit of it missing. I'm not sure which part now, but I know there is some of it missing.
But you were never actually given a copy of the
No.
CCTV.
No.
And also, like, you know, they're saying that chap was using the knife to cut his fruit. There was none of that in court.
Yeah.
His friend that was with him didn't see it.
Sure.
Long before anything happened, he had taken the bike that the man had, whoever he was, had taken the bike, right? He's cycling around. He took out a knife when he wasn't in any danger.
Yeah.
Now the chap shouldn't have robbed the bike,
Mm-hmm.
but how is it okay to take out a knife?
And it's important to say the person who did rob the bike was charged after that, but wasn't in Josh's circle of friends.
No.
This was something that was happening.
He didn't know
already.
Josh and his friends at all.
Yeah.
And he said in court he didn't know Josh and
Yeah.
he didn't know anything about Josh,
Yeah.
only what has happened since.
Exactly, because what we saw in the media as well, that's why it's really important to say that the bike being robbed wasn't anything to do with Josh's friends. They just came upon this, because the way it was put out in the media was just that it was a bike robbed and then there was a fight and Josh got stabbed. And so you would put two and two together and think, oh, they had stolen a bike
But
and
there's
got.
a lot of hearsay, right?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of hearsay in the court, you know, that at different times the Deliveroo drivers were attacked. That was nothing to do with this case. It
No.
was nothing to do with Josh.
No.
And Josh got a bad name because of all this.
Yeah,
He didn't do it, so why is he getting a bad name?
exactly.
You know?
And as we said, Josh jumped in after his friend got stabbed. Is that not self-defence for his friend?
I would think so.
I would.
I would, because if my friend had just been stabbed, the first thing I would do is go between
That's the thing, yeah.
person and my friend
Yeah.
to stop them from getting near them again, because Josh wouldn't, my thought process would be that he's going to get him again, do you know what I mean? So you'd
Yeah.
want to just diffuse the situation.
And the fact that the man tried to leave the country.
Didn't he try to leave the country
Yeah.
the next
He
day?
did
Did he go
deny
to
it.
flight the next morning?
He tried to, he hid a knife.
After
Oh,
he knew
so-
Josh was dead, he booked the flight.
Yeah.
Like,
He tried to
does
do
that sound like remorse? Does that sound like he's guilty?
Yeah. And then they were saying that was a utility knife. It was a pen knife.
Yeah.
It wasn't a utility knife. It was a pen knife with all them different knives that comes out there.
Now I have never in my life chopped fruit with a penknife.
No.
Never in my life.
And nobody has ever seen him with that, cutting through with that.
No. Plus, I was looking on Google on the way down here, and I saw the guy in question. I'm not even gonna give him the satisfaction of mentioning his name, but he knows who he is, and anybody can Google it. But he lived in the area,
Yeah.
so he had absolutely no reason to have any kind of knife out to be peeling
Exactly.
food. Number one, he was delivering food. Delivery drivers get free food all the time.
Yeah.
I highly doubt he used that pen knife to cut any type
No,
of
he
fruit. And you go home and have something to eat. It's just not true. And it was, I suppose, an easy one. Probably his solicitor probably said, you know, that's your excuse for that.
Exactly.
The knife was hid in a fireplace.
Was it?
Yeah. They had the knife hid in the fireplace.
They went to bed that night.
He went to bed.
How did you go to bed after
How
killing
quickly
somebody?
did you
No, he was at the killing dash. He went to bed, slept until half time the next day, the next morning, and then went out for food with his friends. Knowing that he was at the killing a 16-year-old child.
That is absolutely
There's no
disgusting.
remorse there.
Now, if he had accidentally done it, if he did feel like he was in fear of his life, and this happened, surely he'd take the knife that he just stabbed the child with and go straight to a police station and say,
Yeah.
I was attacked and I'm after stabbing somebody by accident that wasn't part of it. And you would hand yourself in.
And what about
Like if you hit someone with your car, you'd go straight to a police station, you know, or you'd stay where you were until the police came, you wouldn't just go.
And he stabbed 3 people that night. So it wasn't just I do believe, like, in a frenzy or whatever, you're not a frenzy, but if you're being attacked,
Your adrenaline
yeah,
was
you're
kicking
trying to
in.
go. We don't have 1, 2 to 3 different people stabbing them.
No,
But
and
none of them
certainly
are
not teenagers. I mean, this is a 35-year-old man as well. We have to remember this is a 35-year-old man, and I don't think under any circumstances would he have felt like a victim
No.
or under threat.
Well, he
teenage
definitely
boys.
wasn't under threat when
No.
he took out that man.
No,
He
that's
was
why the
back-
public
that
need to
man's
see the
back,
CCTV.
the guy that robbed the bike, his back was to him, and he was going around in a circle, and he took out the knife to teach him a lesson.
Yeah,
Now tell me that's okay.
that's absolutely
And
not.
what about the people that kept him hidden?
Yeah,
Why wasn't anything done with them?
yeah, absolutely. And I have to say as well, I want to ask the other guys, Josh's friends, the friend that had been stabbed, that Josh tried to help them. How is he?
I haven't seen him in a while, but as far as I know, I know he's still struggling. Obviously, he's going to be struggling. They're all going to
Of
struggle.
course,
You know what I mean?
they're all
They've all had to break it up now, and they were so close as friends.
Yeah.
But they're going through like their own heartache.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah. That's a lot for a young person
for
to
kids
see.
to be on.
I mean, you worry about your kids seeing things like that on the internet. Never mind first hand, you know. And am I right in saying Josh actually, one of them was holding Josh when he went?
I think Josh was lying on the ground, and then one of them tried to give him mouth to mouth, one of his friends.
God bless him.
But obviously,
Even the innocence to think that
yeah.
might work.
But for even them kids to have to go through that.
Yeah. That's
No
something
way.
you never get out of your
No.
head. I don't
No.
think I could get that out of my head.
No.
I can't, so
But
I
the
haven't seen
kids
it.
were all the kids were as if they were terrible kids.
Yeah.
That's the way it has to be
Because they're from
portrayed.
Ballymun.
They were all slandered.
Yeah, they were portrayed
Yeah.
as terrible kids.
Yeah,
So that's why it's important for the videos to come out. We
yeah,
need to see this,
That's the
and we need
thing.
people to see it
yeah.
and see that these kids were not.
They were not. And Josh was an amazing footballer, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And
Lived for football.
Lived for
There
football.
wasn't
They
a
just
teacher. There wasn't a teacher. His football coaches, the guards, anyone, nobody has said, and even long before this, have said that Josh was ever
Yeah,
in trouble. They loved him,
yeah,
right? And there's something to be said if someone can say they loved him. I read
Exactly.
something lately when Josh died. A little woman was at the chemist down here,
yeah,
and she had a bike, and that was Josh. He said she was afraid to go into the chemist because her bike would be robbed,
yeah,
and he stood out there and minded the bike for her until she did her bit of thing and came back out. Now, what sort of a kid was Josh? He
an
was a great
absolute
kid.
gentleman.
But it goes to show you, like, the football community and the people of Ballymun and stuff like that, and loads of other people far and wide, what they actually done for Josh goes to show what type of kid he was.
Yeah,
And he was-
If any of them thought he was anyway big,
No.
dogwoods,
yeah,
they wouldn't be doing it for him.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The only people that were made to think that by the media was people that didn't know.
That didn't know him.
Yeah. And
I
that's
don't
why
know
this
Josh
was
knew what
important
type of
to do.
kid he was.
Yeah,
They seem to forget that there's a whole family behind this, right?
Yeah.
And what the damage they do when they're putting stuff up.
yeah,
That, like, there's Diane and all
yeah.
his brothers and sisters and little small kids. Like, what is that doing to a family?
It's, I can see it's absolutely destroyed Diane
Yeah.
anyway. And
Definitely.
The whole lot of them.
yeah,
you know.
yeah. How do you come back from that? Like, there is no coming
Like
back.
Josh was going, where did he go to for football? Then picked him and all.
Dundee United, he went for trials with Dundee United and he went down to Belfast to play the match, and they won the match and they had Josh. Never forget, I could have killed him. He went down. We had to get loads of English money from him.
Right.
And give
Spend
me
on
English
chicken
money.
rolls.
No, the tracksuit he wore down there, I said, where's all the money? He said, spend that much money. He said, but I said, so where's the money I left in the tracksuit down there?
Stop it.
Yeah.
Oh
It's like,
my
yeah,
God.
shit. He took the money, well he did, we gave him the money, like, I was like, let's bring that money home, like.
But he was the sort of kid, you get him the chicken roll,
Yeah.
the twirl, a cup of tea or his Fanta,
His Fanta or his chocolate
and you
digestive.
think you were after
Yeah.
giving him a bit of gold.
Yeah.
He has more cups medals,
everything. And he was never a bragger. He was never,
No.
he's, like even the amount of things that happened for him after he died, he would be scarlet.
Yeah.
He'd be like, he's doing
Oh,
it.
yeah.
He just,
Yeah.
do you know that
He
way?
was,
He
yeah.
mortified. He didn't
There's
like
a lovely
limelight.
there's a lovely memorial for him as well, isn't there?
In East One.
Yeah.
Yeah. His friends done that for him. There's a plaque up on the wall and there's a box there and it has all his picture, or his picture on it. It's lovely now. But the picture of his kid, his face was kid, and that picture after was put up. And there's a place where he got stabbed his kid as well.
That is absolutely disgusting.
Well, his friend fixed it. They
Did
got
they
him
fix
put
it?
onto it. Yeah.
Good.
They got him put onto it.
Even that must be horrendous for you to come across as well, to see that, like, that's just
It is, how
kick in
sick
the
can you be
face,
as a
yeah.
child, like,
yeah.
do you know, like,
I did see that your man, or can not say his name, wasn't he looking for you to forgive him?
oh, he wanted me to forgive him. Yeah, he said that. That was all from the media.
Yeah.
That
the
was all
night
from the
that he
media.
got free, he went out partying. Does that sound like remorse?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
he
even
parted.
for them to be all standing outside court the way they did. Now I know they were in court as well, but I know there was a lot more of them lined up on their delivery bikes, all in their uniform, in solidarity for that man
Yeah.
on the last day of trial where they were going to get the verdict. And not in a million years did you expect it to be
No,
not guilty.
Never.
Never.
No.
He left his home that morning, carrying a knife.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He was delivering. He killed somebody.
Yeah.
Should he be walking free?
No.
No.
No. Yeah.
If I had a knife,
Yeah.
but we wouldn't carry knives.
No, we wouldn't.
Josh
Absolutely
never
not.
carried a knife.
No.
But he's dead.
Yeah.
Because
Josh is the only one that paid for it at the end of the day.
Yes.
He's no longer here. And as I said, he gets to go home to his family. My child doesn't get to come home.
No.
Do you know, like it's...
No. And you don't ever get to hug your boy
No.
again.
And there was many times, even during the case, it was all about the killer.
Yeah.
What about Josh?
Yeah.
What about him?
Yeah.
Why
It was like Josh was on trial from the very beginning.
Yeah.
The likes of, we're not allowed to wear the mask for Josh, not allowed to wear nothing belong to Josh, but yet they're allowed to come in their delivery uniforms. And one important thing I think that should be put out there is they need to change. Victim impact statements need to be given before the trial,
Yeah.
not after.
I can't believe that. I
Yeah.
can't believe that wasn't taken until after.
We didn't even
what
get, we didn't
use
get
is
to
it
give
then?
one. We didn't get to give one because it no longer mattered because he walked away.
Do you know what? I would love the judge and jury to have to sit in a room with you and the rest of your kids. I really would, and see what they've caused.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what he did right now is irrelevant because he's walked, but your lives would be just that little bit easier if he knew that he was behind bars. Do you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
somebody
brought Josh
pays
back.
the price.
Would have
It wouldn't have brought him back, but it definitely would
It
have.
also would have cleared Josh.
Yeah,
It's saying,
yeah,
Josh was involved. He wasn't.
exactly.
But now it's also saying like that people, it's okay for people to go around with knives because there was another one there that was saying that they were caught with a knife over his birthday, he was cutting a birthday cake.
And another one.
What sort
that
of
was
things
putting
they show to
pizza.
young kids, the young teenagers?
No Irish person would get away with
No.
that. Absolutely not.
No.
And that's not to in any way be racist.
No.
Because I mean, by the way, anybody they're coming into the country and
Nobody
they're
should carry a knife.
working or paying tax and all the rest of it. I mean, I'd like to think that if we had to go somewhere, we could, and we'd be welcomed into another country. So where he was from or whatever is irrelevant.
Exactly.
But if that had been any of Josh's friends or any other child in Dublin or teenager or whatever, they would be locked up.
Exactly.
Yeah, and aside from your man walking on a murder charge, why was he not at least charged with having a knife? Because
Exactly.
there have been people charged under firearms charges for a knife.
Well,
Yeah,
if
it's
you
a
carry
firearm.
the nail scissors, you're not allowed.
There's
Yeah.
people being walked
It's
down
not
the road,
allowed.
coming home from work with screwdrivers, being caught with a screwdriver.
Yeah.
And that's literally for work, but yeah, they still get done on it.
Yeah, my husband is a plasterer,
Yeah.
right? All his clothes have to be in the back of the van, with
Yeah.
the back of the van locked. If he was stopped and he had, say he was doing a job and only needed a hammer. And he'd go back into the van with the hammer in the door, say,
Yeah, he'd be done for that.
he'd be done for that if he
Yeah.
was pulled over, or a Stanley knife or whatever. Everything has to be in the back of the van, and he's a tradesman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
still wouldn't be allowed, so I don't understand.
It all leads down to Josh being down from a lower class area.
It's exactly.
There was
exactly
also, you know, they do tests to see was Josh on drugs, had you drink on him,
Yeah.
all that. Why wasn't this done
Yeah.
to the
And
other?
we have to say as well, Josh was not on drugs.
Never.
This test was done. I don't know why they tested him. The test was done. He hadn't had a drink. Wasn't on drugs. He
Never
didn't
put a
even
drink
smoke.
near his mouth. Never put a cigarette near a
He
cigarette
was
near his
mad
mouth.
into his football.
But the guy in question,
Why wasn't
he wasn't tested, was
No.
No.
he?
As far as we know, he wasn't.
Well, it
Exactly.
didn't come out in
No, it
court.
didn't come in court.
No.
Oh, why wasn't it?
Exactly. And why is there CCTV missing? And
Yeah.
there's many questions that need to be answered. As I said, again, it's not witch hunting. There's
We're asking for the
CCTV should come out.
and
There was nothing we can do about that man now, but Josh's name can be cleared.
And the name needs to be cleared. I'm not for being cleared for robbing that bike.
Because he didn't do that
I didn't
anyway.
take the bike.
But the
But
CCTV.
sure, he wasn't
Yeah.
even near
Yeah.
it when the bike.
Exactly.
And okay, he was standing there,
Yeah.
but that doesn't give
No.
the right to do it.
And the guy who did rob the bike, he came forward, he was
Yeah.
eventually charged, wasn't he, for doing
And
that?
he's actually got locked up for it.
And it actually is heartbreaking also for him, because
Exactly.
he, I'm sure, feels some sort of responsibility for it.
Of course he does, but at the end of this was the, I remember this trial, all he kept saying was your man that took the bike's gone down for. The man that he's gone down for that took the bike. At the end of the day, he could pull the knife out. He didn't stop Josh.
No.
There was no
He was
other
just a fucking
weapons.
idiot for doing
Yeah.
that, for
Yeah.
stealing a bike.
He didn't take the knife out.
And I'm
I said-
sure he didn't foresee what was going to happen. Like,
Exactly, he wouldn't have, I don't think he would have called them kids over if he thought that was going to happen.
no, absolutely not.
Do you know what I mean?
The kids didn't know it was a bike. They said they thought it was 2 against 1.
Right. Yeah.
And certain kids went in, but Josh wasn't in there. It was until that lad got stabbed, Josh then went in.
Yeah.
And he was only protecting,
Yeah.
protecting.
And Josh would have been far from a bully or
Yeah.
a fighter
He
or
was
something
always-
like that.
The amount of people after Josh died that come up to me and said to me, Josh helped their kids
Yeah.
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
being bullied.
Yeah.
That
And
just,
I wouldn't doubt it.
no.
No,
He was
no,
like
no.
that, Josh was really soft hearted, like, but he was strong willed. You
Yeah.
know, like he'd always be able to help people.
And
Always.
then you had the media, but you also had Facebook and all the comments and the horrible.
The horrible things that we got, yeah.
Was there a lot
Oh,
of that
yeah.
online? Was there?
A lot of racist comments as well. The monkey should be back in his own country.
Stop it.
About Josh,
Yeah.
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 Oh my god.
And
And
he's a
he
scumbag.
never got any of that growing up. Sure
No.
he didn't.
And
Never.
he's a little toe rag and he's a scumbag and terrible comments.
Yeah.
They
I did
didn't
see
know
some
Josh.
comments at that time and I
Yeah.
had to hold myself back, and I know your daughter was
She went in, but I said, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for.
Yeah. They're looking for a
Reaction.
reaction,
Yeah.
so that
Just
that
ignore
would
them. That's just
show as well, you know,
But
like
people
that's what his family
read
is
the
like.
comments and
And they assume, yeah.
yeah, he was.
Yeah. That's why I thought this was really important to do, because to anyone who didn't know Josh, you're reading something that and you're taking it as gospel because the papers have printed it. Do you know what I mean? And all you can see is this black kid from Ballymun got stabbed during an altercation,
Yeah.
and you would assume that it was because of that and that there was a reason.
Exactly, and plus the kids were judged over the clothes they were wearing.
Yeah.
Because some of them had no face on. They were judged over that. The teenagers.
Everything.
They want to go around.
I wear North Face and
Yeah.
I'm 42-year-old granny, for God's sake.
But he didn't have an face on.
Josh had Nike.
Yeah, he didn't even.
Do you know, like it's.
Well, you're judged for what you wear,
Yeah.
right? That doesn't make you a bad person.
No, it doesn't.
It's the person inside.
Absolutely.
Our kids are sporty, teenagers are all into sports, they're all into their North Face and that. Just make them.
And how is
Bad
that
kids.
okay? How is that okay to stand up in court and say all this stuff
Yeah.
and not be pulled on it and say,
Yeah.
well, how do you know they're bad kids? How do you know?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you're talking like a defense. The defense defence for your man was that, oh, well, I have to take my knife out because they were all in a gang of North
Yeah.
Face tracksuits.
But
Like, seriously.
there was nobody there when he did take the knife out.
Yeah.
Only his friend
Yeah.
and the guy on the bike, and
Yeah.
that's very important.
That is very important to
Yeah.
point out, like, because as I said, people, they don't know.
The place that Josh and all the other kids were going to, if that had been open, they would have missed the whole.
They would have missed it. And the thing was, that night the friends were saying that normally they'd go a different way,
Yeah.
and for some reason that night Josh decided to go the other way.
Oh my God.
So if they had went a different way, they wouldn't have to. Josh
Yeah.
wanted to go that way.
Yeah, but there was a
But he didn't know what was going on at the time.
No,
you
there
know,
was a
like,
man on the way. He said he didn't even hear them. They were just going
just
along.
cycling along.
The man at the shop, the security guy, not a word out of them. There was a premises there. There was a guy, a security guy, not a word out of them. It's there in front of us. We can
Yeah.
see them toddling along 2 by 2, and there is not a bother on them. They're
Yeah.
not doing anything out of the way.
Yeah. It's incredible because, I mean, 2 minutes of a 2 second decision that man made. Look at the amount of lives it's destroyed.
Exactly.
Aside from taking his life, he's ruined
Destroyed so many lives. Yeah.
Like, you're a great mummy and you have a few kids and you're doing your best to keep yourself together, you know, but
Yeah.
there's still a massive hole in your heart. I'd
God,
say.
and sorry.
No, you're fine.
That will always be, no matter how much, or no matter how much time. Like I see his friends going along. I see his friends going along and doing their things. I'm happy.
Yeah,
But then at the same time, I'm looking and going, what would Josh being doing?
yeah.
You know,
It's
like
very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
they all
I
got
know-
their leaving cert results, and I remember saying to
Yeah.
you, well, I wonder what would you have doing? What
His
would you have-
graduation.
Yeah, and his football.
I had to go in and collect his graduation when Josh was there. I had to walk up that thing and get his graduation, and I was friends were up there and looking and they go, should be there now.
Yeah.
There's not a way to go.
He should be on a plane, coming back and going and coming, like he always said he would,
Exactly.
and he'd pick her up on the beamer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's buying a big house.
Yeah.
So,
He was
yeah.
famous.
He's
And
buying a
that
house
was his
next
dream.
door, but his big house he's buying.
And he would have been as well.
Yeah.
I never saw a kid so dedicated,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, no,
to
he's brilliant.
football. Like, he
He
loved
went
it.
to school in the morning with the football, he came home with the football.
Yeah.
He went
Yeah.
to bed with the football, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was football.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a really healthy thing for.
And train, did he? He trained.
Trained, yeah, he used to go to
trained.
mom and be doing the weights in the bedroom.
Covert was
Yeah.
probably
He was a good sized fellow, wasn't he?
Covert
Loved
was
it.
probably like, such a sentence to him because
Yeah.
he couldn't go anywhere.
Absolutely.
Look at the Dublin team, they were in the English fields, weren't they playing football?
That's right.
Can you imagine what it's like if you're doing that all the time? You
Yeah.
just want out, don't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was his dream. What was
That was
his?
his, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Couldn't get him up for skill, but we could get him up for football.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't even have to call him, he'd be up already in the shower. Still, he'd get off, you know.
And then it's when you go to the tribute matches and you stand there and you look at all his teammates, you look at the guy that runs it, all that, they're all broken hearted.
Of course.
Because they loved him.
Yeah.
He was that sort of young lad, they loved him.
Yeah.
There's not one of them that say anything bad.
No.
They have a laugh and say what he used to say, he
Yeah.
couldn't sing. Sure he couldn't.
No.
Couldn't
No. And then we dancing, he used to come out of the bathroom after having a shower, and he'd have to towel off around and I'd be sitting, and and I'd get up and I'd be dancing with him and say, sit down over there. There's no other way.
You should call your name.
It's
didn't
like-
you?
I used to say to me, alright, Toffee.
Toffee.
I used to call him Toffee, yeah. He'd say, alright, Toffee. He'd say, yeah, Graham Winkle. That was their names to each other.
Ah, I love it.
But, that was crazy.
Like there's no one that we have met or, they wouldn't say something nice about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
He was a great kid,
Yeah. No,
and they
he
have
absolutely was.
stripped that all away
Yeah.
from him.
That's the thing. It's hard
It's
enough.
bad enough
what
he's
they're
dying,
going
he's
through.
been
Yeah.
murdered,
It is.
Right.
It's
but it's horrible his name has been taken.
exactly. Because you did when as a parent, like it's already it's gut wrenching
Yeah.
Yeah.
to wake up in the morning and just remember and realise that no, this is something I'm living with now forever. But to also know that the general population don't know him and
They're out to judge him.
yeah,
Trying to
they're
judge him.
but I don't necessarily think that it's even their fault. But the only people I would blame for this is the system.
Yeah.
Because if the CCTV had been shown, like it would be for everybody, anybody else,
Yeah.
this people wouldn't
It
have
should
that
be made
opinion.
public.
You know, I
Yeah.
just don't understand why it was. It seemed very like they were sided with.
It was, I felt like the way because the barrister that we had, he didn't fight for that.
Yeah,
The system failed a child.
Yeah.
absolutely.
They were calling
That's
Josh
why it failed a
names
child.
in their language and on that stand, and there was nothing said. They never questioned. If they're really into this, why not question what they say in their language?
Yeah, and
It's
Diane,
really more
well,
important.
if you had like they shouldn't have been allowed in that courtroom.
No.
And fair enough, they could say they were supporting their friend. If you had brought 30 or 40 people,
Oh, we weren't allowed. We asked that.
exactly.
We weren't allowed.
Why were you not allowed?
Yeah.
And like, why was Josh's football team not allowed there? His football coach, his teacher, his principal, people who loved him and would have wanted to support you in court.
Yeah.
Why were they not allowed? Yet all of these in uniform, which is in effect it's like an army coming in
Yeah.
behind you. Do you know what I mean?
It
All
was
these-
scary.
It was.
Yeah, so
it's
intimidating.
intimidating.
Oh my god.
And
But we all had to leave. We all had to come out.
You had to
Well,
stop
we
the
were-
court case.
We were scared.
You had to stop.
Jane-
I would
I'm
have been.
scared.
I would have been.
You know.
And I still don't understand how that was allowed to happen.
No.
I really don't. Like, why was there not a security man or someone that would say, no, you just have to wait outside? Do you know,
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
And then you look at and you say, well, he got on and said, I hope Diane can forgive me. Right? Isn't that such
That would
bullshit?
turn me.
It
That
is
would
bullshit.
absolutely turn
If
me.
you lost a child that died through an illness,
Yeah,
you nearly are mad at God, you're mad at the world,
Yeah.
aren't you?
yeah,
Your child is stabbed to death by a man and he's saying,
yeah,
I hope you can forgive me.
yeah.
What about his two kids? How would he feel if they were his?
How are they going to feel about him when they get older and realise
I
that
don't know
they're
how he
probably
gets
not
up
allowed?
every day and how he lives every day, because I'm sure as hell there's not a
I
day
wouldn't.
that goes by.
No, I
If he has
wouldn't.
no remorse,
Yeah,
that's why.
and he really should have.
Yeah.
But you know what? That man, he has to close his eyes at night time. He
Yeah.
knows what he is and
No,
what
but
he
it's
is.
bullshit.
Yeah,
It's bullshit
Yeah.
asking for forgiveness.
it is, and it's, you know, it's insensitive.
Yeah.
He got away with it, and he's out of the country, and he's off. Probably half the people he knows in his own country don't even know what he's done.
Exactly.
And the devastation that he's left here. I don't think he was even here that long, was it?
I'm not actually sure. I think he was here for about a year, wasn't he?
More than
Yeah, I think so. Now I'm not 100% sure. But we've had delivery of drivers, private members,
You serious?
apologising.
Really?
Yeah, with the private members. They were out. We had some delivery hours. Now they were gone both ways. We had them like apologising for what happened.
Right.
We had ones that was outside my house trying to intimidate. We had my Ryan was over at the Memorial over in East Wall, and one of them was standing across the road pointing at Ryan and laughing in his face.
Oh my god.
Yeah, at one stage, like so they're not all the same.
No, they're not all the
They're
same.
not all the
Do you
same.
know what? From that day, I still can't order something
No.
here to live
Yeah,
here.
but
I
not
can't.
all the same. We can't judge them
No.
like
No.
that. That one man went out with a knife that
Yeah.
day.
I would still hold a grudge though, personally,
Well,
against all the ones that stood outside court.
That's
and
the ones I would, but then there's the other ones
Yeah,
that are getting a bad name because of this.
exactly. Yeah.
Which is not fair on
The
them.
same equivalent.
Do you know
All
what?
kids have a bad name. Any young lads that's out, if there's 5 young lads, a gang isn't 5, 6, 7.
No, it's not.
To me, a gang is 40.
Yeah.
Right.
And we teach our kids not to go out in ones and twos.
True.
We teach them to go out as a group and stay together to be safe.
Yeah.
They were making out all media a gang. They
Yeah.
were not a gang.
No, they weren't. They're far from it. Yeah.
And that's why it's important. Let them see the videos. Yeah, they walked down the road, a couple of kids,
Yeah.
not a gang,
No,
you know.
no.
And if things did happen to Deliveroo drivers, just like things happens to us all, you cannot judge all kids for that
No,
and
no,
say
you
it
can't.
was them.
Yeah, I can hear there's taxi drivers that are mugged every
Yeah.
night, and there's taxi drivers who, they take a fare and the person would run off or whatever. I actually was trying to get a taxi home with Chris one night. It was only a few months ago. We were at a Didnt gig in town. We don't drink. So Chris drove in the van and we had to park up at the Trinity multi-story.
Yeah.
It was the gig was down near Dolphin House.
Yeah.
And we went into the pub and it was about 12 o'clock we finished. So we walked back up to get the van, but it was about 12:15 when we got back up there. And we went to go in, but it was closed. The thing had been closed. And we said, for fuck's sake, it wasn't open until 7 or something in the morning. So we said we'd walk down to O'Connell Street. But we were walking down and we were trying to stop taxis. So 3 taxis stopped. And when we said Finglas, they said, oh no, and they wouldn't take us. Now it was the 4th taxi. Chris said to your man when he stopped him, he says, I'm going to Finglas. He said, well, I'm out to 3 of them are after saying no to Finglas. And your man says, listen, if you prepay, I'll take it. And so we got chatting, we did that and he brought us home. But he was a lovely fella and he was an African guy, and he had dropped a lady up to an estate in Finglas only about a week beforehand, and when he dropped her up, it was late at night, and she says, I'm just going to go in and get the money for you. And he said he thought no problem. She'd been chatting to him the whole way, and she went in, and with that a man came out swinging a baseball bat, destroyed his car, put the back through the driver's window, through the back of his car as well, which puts him out working off the road for a few days or at least a week until he can pay for that. And then I got it, I could understand, but someone like that, he took it on the chin, he had his car fixed up, he didn't go off and take a fucking knife out of his car and go at your man. Exactly, you can't. So this is why it's okay, right, fair enough. Your man's defence was that I carry a knife because delivery drivers or other drivers be attacked all the time. So do barbers, so do normal people walking down the road, so do taxi drivers. It doesn't mean that you or me or anyone else can go around carrying a knife and get away with it.
But isn't it terrible as well for the police in another way?
Yeah.
They did their job, and what did they get for it?
Yeah, absolutely.
They walked out of court that day.
I'd say the police were devastated.
They were so fine.
They're giving away saying, look, don't carry knives, don't that. And what did our system say? Oh, it's okay to carry a knife. It's okay to murder someone, you can go off.
Exactly.
But if they're from Ballymun, it's even...
Yeah. As long as you're feeling intimidated, you walk away and stuff, whatever. You're like, I remember years ago, and you might remember this as well, there was an old man down the country, and somebody broke into his house. Do you remember this? And I'm not sure whether he stabbed or shot him, I think he stabbed him, but the guy died. That man got locked up, and I think he was in his 60s.
And that's actually happened to that young player down in, where was it? And he got locked up for someone broke into his house.
Yeah, so he wasn't allowed to protect his own property, but
Exactly.
the bike wasn't his property for starters, right? So that's bullshit, right? Protect your property.
Yeah.
But why would you go out in the morning to carry a knife to protect your property?
Exactly.
Do you know that it's going to happen later on?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
That'd be like me carrying a knife just in case, I guess.
Yeah.
But there was something on lately on the radio, and some of them carried tasers, and he admitted carrying a taser. So
Did he?
Yes. Yeah.
And that's a firearm.
So
They
how
can't
is
even do
that law? He said, I'm going to get a taser and carry it because we're not being protected.
Yeah.
So the whole of the country should get stuff then,
Yeah.
because none of us are protected.
Well, I mean,
We
look at
go by
that young girl, that teacher who was killed. Does that mean to say now all of us, we can go out now buy tasers and carry knives because women are under threat in a lot of cases, and women are vulnerable. So, but if we did do that, we'd be in handcuffs and
We don't.
It has to be the law for everybody,
Yeah.
not just some people.
Yeah, not just some people. It really shouldn't.
And I thought we were here to protect our children and our law and all these laws that have been passed by Tulsa, by all this,
Yeah.
that was protect our children. Josh wasn't protected.
No, it wasn't protected. No, absolutely not.
They let them down.
They absolutely let him down.
Yeah,
And
they let him
massively,
down.
not even, it's not even small thing, it's huge.
Yeah.
Like I really don't
He
understand.
tried to leave the country. He hid the knife, right? A lot of the evidence was hearsay, right?
Yeah.
There was no, they had nothing to say this actually happened. It was stories. What was that to do with Josh's case? Or what was it to do with this case? The chap that got killed a few months before that car that was robbed, that was nothing to do with it. So Josh paid for all this.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because he's from Ballymun?
Because it's from Ballymun.
If you asked me that night, the young one that paid for was Josh.
Yeah.
He's the young one that's not here. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad Josh's friends are here.
Of course.
We don't want anybody to do
You know what I mean? No, I don't want
Good
like,
or bad.
yeah. But the young one that paid for that night is Josh.
They're making
Maybe.
it out.
And you're paying for it.
Yeah, we're paying for the rest of their
You
lives.
and your family.
Well, you know the child, you know what he was like.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody did. Why would you not want to go out there and scream and shout and say, this is wrong?
That's
It's
the
bad
problem.
enough he's dead,
Yeah.
but you've taken his name.
Yeah.
You've taken his family.
destroyed him.
That is the problem. That's what you're dealing with now.
Yeah.
Because if you can do nothing else for him right now, it's clear his name.
Clear his name. They're saying, as I said, they're saying his name's big. How's his name big?
It's
No, it's not.
Clear
It's
from
not.
on the bike.
It's
not
not.
clear
It's
though.
like if a girl accuses a guy of rape and
Yeah.
then says, "Oh, do you know what? It didn't happen."
Mud
It doesn't
sticks.
matter. Mud fucking sticks. They're not going to see that the retraction. You know what I mean? They're always going to remember that guy as the person who did
The
that.
only way to get that is, I think, by getting that CCTV footage released and letting people judge the public judge for themselves what
Absolutely.
happened that night.
But do you know what? The chances of that happening are slim to none.
Yeah.
I'll help you if I'm here 100%.
Yeah.
Anything I can do to get it out there, I will help you do that.
But why can't we?
Exactly. But
So why?
do you know what? I think they will try their best to stop it.
They will
They
try.
will, because they're not going to want to be seen to have made a mistake, and they have made a
Loads of
massive
mistakes, yeah.
mistake.
And there's loads of mistakes, and as I said from the beginning, your man didn't fight for Josh. I don't care what anybody says. And I only thought I was that weak back then. I should have opened my eyes. I should have thought, but I didn't. I should have stood up myself in that court.
No, you are so far from me.
No,
Just
the
like
story-
they probably wouldn't have allowed it, Diane, to be
The
honest.
story was though, you know, that this chap came here and he's never trouble away. He's a hard-working guy. He's this, that.
Eats a lot of fruit.
We heard all about him. We heard all about him.
Yeah.
Right. And how wonderful he was, and his parent, and his this and that.
Yeah.
We heard nothing about
No,
Josh.
nothing.
We did. Yeah, we heard all these terrible things that are not
Not
true.
true. Yeah.
So why can't we? have
Yeah.
it?
It's just too much hidden, and I think if they made a decision to let that man walk out, I think they should also make the decision to hand over our CCTV and let you at least be able to show people, okay, this is what happened, but there you go, my son didn't do anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because he wasn't a shite bag, he hadn't robbed the bike, it was nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
And the man wasn't threatened in any way.
No.
He took
Least
out the
not by
knife.
Josh.
It's there in front of them
Yeah.
if they want to see it.
Yeah.
But
But it's
the
not,
guy
they
robbing the
can't,
bike.
that's the thing.
He
it's been
wasn't
kept.
threatening him. He was
Yeah.
swinging around in the bike, going around in circles, and he took out the knife.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
And he said when he got up off the ground that night to go off that bike, let's go and fight this.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Well, I
Let's
guess
go
teach
fight
them
this.
a lesson.
Let's teach these a lesson.
No,
Now, not talking about, not Josh, because Josh's friends weren't there at that time.
the guy that took
Yeah.
the bike.
Yeah.
And I think when the guy took the bike, didn't he was on a bike already,
Yeah.
and he just lifted the
He
bike
was on
and
a
cycled
moped.
off down the road with
Yeah,
it.
It
It
was
was
on a moped.
a moped.
Yeah.
It's an absolute atrocity. I don't even know.
But
how it
anyone
was.
that knows Josh and anybody that was involved in Josh through school, through his theory he lives in, his football,
Yeah.
anybody that knows him
Yeah.
knew. Everybody knows
Yeah.
that he was not
Yeah.
a scumbag. He was a decent kid.
Yeah.
He was sorted there,
Yeah.
you know. And we were all proud of him.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
And you shouldn't have to prove
No.
to anybody that your son was good. You shouldn't have to.
Exactly.
But we do because of what has
Yeah,
been
because
said.
of what's being said and what's not being said.
And
as
then
well.
it's easy for people to get on Facebook and all these
keyboard warriors.
Yeah, and they say all this horrible stuff and they think they're getting at people. But some people do believe it.
Yeah, they do. Some people do believe it, yeah. And then there's some people that are just get their kicks out of it.
Exactly.
But
like we celebrated Josh's 18th.
Yeah, he had his 18, he wasn't here.
yeah, how the fuck did you do that one?
It was,
We celebrated his anniversary. You know, you've done lots of...
even his Braden made his communion there in May, and the night before Braden's communion, Braden had Josh's mask in his hand that night in bed, and he said, "Can you wear that mask to church tomorrow?" And I said, "No." I said, "Well, I'll tell you what," I said, "you can put it into your pocket." He was crying because Josh wasn't going to be there.
Yeah.
People don't see that side of the thing, like,
Yeah.
do you know that way?
And he's 8 years old, like
8, yeah. And he's Josh's double. And it's like...
He is literally Josh's
Yeah,
son,
it's
because
like
he
he's trying to
nearly
give up,
crashed his van there a few weeks ago and
Okay,
he saw you walking down the road and
like he's living in Josh's shadow now.
yeah.
And that's not fair because Braden is his own child, his own self, like.
Yeah.
But then
You know,
kids,
like,
that day, how do you explain that to them? Josh got up and probably said goodbye to them or tormented them before he went.
and that's the thing, they
And
didn't have to
they're
be
angry. When they're older, they would be so angry.
Yeah. At first they had a fair immediate in the house, like, "Are you coming back?"
Yeah. Yeah.
They shouldn't have to live like that, they shouldn't have to feel insecure like that.
No, they shouldn't.
It's not fair.
But there you go.
Yeah.
No child should have to worry that their sibling or their mother or their father is going to walk out of the house and worry that they're not coming back.
Exactly.
And all the people in the area were brilliant, aren't they?
Yeah, I said that,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's important value.
You had Robert from Nan's
Yeah, he-
sending up sandwiches and
Yeah.
all the whole community. I love Ballymun. I love the
They're
community.
brilliant, I have to
Well,
say.
they're thinking of doing another march, weren't you, Diane?
Yeah.
Right.
Without the CCTV being shown.
Right.
Trying to just get a march, let them know. And
I
also
think
let
that's
them
a
know
great
that,
idea.
also let them know that we're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
We may stay quiet for long, but now we're ready to fight back.
I think that is a great idea.
We need to
And I
get
wonder maybe, definitely I would look at, as I said, any solicitor, if a solicitor wants to help and see what we can do about getting CCTV. But if you're doing anything like that, then Jesus,
definitely.
There's so many unanswered questions.
yeah.
There is so many, and we want answers.
And they're only unanswered to the public,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, they're unanswered to Josh's family
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a hard time that Diane was going through. It's very hard to think of everything. It's very hard. You're sitting there. You're in a dream, aren't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
You're in a
My mind is
fog.
still not even clear. It's a bit clearer than what it was.
Yeah.
But
Because how do you process something like that?
No.
Like, how do you process something like that? It's like it troubles me so much,
Yeah.
and I wasn't even related to the boy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just out there.
Yeah.
You're sort of left to your own devices.
Yeah.
You're told, yeah, he was killed.
Yeah.
Your man got away, that's it. And that's it for you then.
And that's
Exactly.
it. And
We
have
got
you,
Josh's clothes back.
We have Josh's clothes back. I didn't go through them, I didn't look at them, but I want them back.
ah, God.
So I don't, but if I go through them, I don't know. Will I ever? I don't know.
But they're there.
But they're there. They were his. They were the last things he was wearing, and I want them back.
Of course.
And even at the end of the court to say that when the verdict came back, they wanted us to walk out that back door.
Yeah, I don't
And I
understand
was
that.
saying, I was
Fair
fine,
play.
and I said, no, I'm not walking out the back door.
And who asked us to go out the back
The
door?
DPP.
My
I said,
God.
no, I'm not walking. What am I
Now
going?
that in itself
Yeah.
shows they know they
Yeah.
failed that boy.
I walked out that front door, I said, no, I'm walking out the front door, my head held high. My Josh done it wrong.
Yeah.
And that's what I did, I walked out and my head held high.
But wouldn't you wonder as well why the guy that robbed the bank, why they hadn't done that first? Why they hadn't taken him?
But why was he not brought on stand
No.
Yeah, exactly.
as a witness?
Yeah. Because he obviously,
Yeah.
like, he's been charged and he did time for, like, so he obviously admitted to doing it.
Yeah.
He would have, I'm sure that boy would have stood in court and said it was me who
But
robbed
he
that
could
boy.
have
He
been someone
did
to
in the
go
end
to
anyway.
court.
He was.
He could have, no, he
No.
should have been.
No, he
He
doesn't
should
say he
have.
should have been there.
Yeah.
And the thing about the court case, well, they brought other cases that had nothing whatsoever got to do with Josh's case into Josh's face.
Basically.
Yeah, which I think was very wrong.
Oh my God.
Well, he
There's
didn't,
a
I
knife
don't think
there.
he got a fair hearing.
No, he didn't. And for a boy who had never, ever been in trouble with the
No.
police or been through the court system or anything like that,
And I do think that Diane should have been, or Dean or whoever, give a statement
yeah,
at the end or at any stage and give their story.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, get it out there, that it should be important. It's important for the victim impact statement to be given at the start of the trial, not at the end of the trial.
I don't understand why
This is-
that was done.
yeah.
That's unbelievable. Like, what's the point of giving it at the end?
Exactly. When the court case is all
Because
over.
there's a jury sitting there trying to make a decision on something, and they haven't heard your side of it and how
Exactly.
it's affected your family and yourself, and like, how do
If
you
one of us had
fucking
been
go
able
on,
to do that, we would have been able to tell Josh how Josh was, what type of child he was.
Yeah.
It just didn't happen.
What would you
It
say?
didn't happen and you're very vulnerable at the time.
Yeah, and it's only afterwards that these things will come to you that you think, I should have said this and I should have said that. Like,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah,
it's very bloody hard. They made a massive mistake.
yeah, he
They
did.
really did, and I'd like to think it's a mistake anyway. But
Yeah.
Diane, before we stop, what would you say? Because there are unfortunately a lot of kids going around these days carrying knives, and just for maybe to look hard or
Just to drop their knives, to think before they actually
Yeah.
take their knives out, just drop them.
yeah,
And
Think
can
the
I
lives
say
that
to
you're
you-
destroying.
Can I say to you, you said that actually kids are carrying knives. He was a 35-year-old
yes,
man.
he was a
No,
So
it's
there's a lot
35-year-old
of
man.
people,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
you know.
You're right.
And
Knives
kids
destroy
and
lives.
all, kids,
Yeah.
kids, it's always kids.
Yeah,
But
you
it
do
isn't
forget
always-
this is a
Yeah.
fucking grown ass man. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
You know, he
But
would
knives destroy lives.
And
They
do you
need
know
to think.
what? In saying that, Diane, hasn't Deliveroo got a lot of questions and a lot of answers they need to be as well? Should they be employing people that are carrying knives?
Personally, I think they should be closed down. I don't think Deliveroo should even be a thing after what they did. I know that the day after the court thing, when I saw the shit show outside court, I emailed them, and I don't think I was the only one.
No, there's a few people that
It
did
was
that.
disgusting.
Yeah.
The carry on of it. I think Deliveroo as a company should have told them
But it didn't
stay
actually-
away from the court.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with it. They shouldn't have done that. If there was somebody in court belonging to Tesco's for murdering somebody, do you think the whole of Tesco's would be allowed to show up in their uniforms and go into court with them?
Well, yeah, but I also think that there needs to be a thing that they shouldn't be carrying knives, and they,
No.
if they know that they should. And I also think some of the supermarkets
Yeah.
are very responsible for this, because you go in and you see a knife for $6.99, but
Yeah.
guess what? They're all out on display and they say you have to be 18,
Yeah,
but you know what? They're all empty.
yeah,
So where's the knives gone?
exactly. And come here, I know what you mean, and they don't only sell to people who are 18.
No,
You
they
see-
don't.
You see kids going around with vapes and all sorts now, they're not supposed to be sold
Well-
to 18s. I've personally seen it with my own eyes. Kids, 100% they're under 18, being handed vapes or vape juice or whatever else
Yeah,
in different
yeah.
shops. I won't say where, because it's been in many different places.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's that
Selling
easy
a
to
knife
get their
for
hands on.
$6.99, having it out on display, and it's not a utility knife. It's like a pen knife,
Yeah,
and
rather
there's a
different
lot of
bits that
sharper
come out.
blades in it. Shouldn't be allowed. And where in the shop with the packets all empty and there's the thing is there, where are the knives gone to?
Exactly. Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Yeah.
there's a lot of kids out there that could have been murdered
Yeah.
because of what goes on.
Exactly. Yeah.
They feel safe, they feel okay to carry. No, it's not. But we as parents will tell them that. But guess what? The state have said it's okay. You carry that knife and kill that young lad.
Yeah. Well, we'll protect it, we'll get it.
Exactly.
I guarantee they pay for it.
They failed
Yeah,
the
they did.
child.
Yeah,
failed
they
the
They
child.
really did fail the child. So
Yeah.
they not only Josh, they failed all your kids.
Yeah.
And you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will get. I hope you get CCTV.
Yeah.
And if you are doing March or anything like that, let us know.
Well,
And we'll build a fucking army.
exactly. I'm going to do it on the weekends, so because a lot of people work
Yeah.
the weekdays.
Yeah.
So
And
fine,
do
we
it.
do
I
it.
could plan it and
Do it
maybe
everybody
give
on that
like 2 or 3 weeks notice to people and
Yeah.
we can get as many people as we can.
I think do it in Ballymun.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%. And as well, I think it would be important to do it in Ballymun because people are under the illusion, people that aren't from Ballymun would be under the illusion that Ballymun is a bad place.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
No, it's
not.
not.
I have worked in this area for 13 years and I've often said to Chris, I would love to have me, like as an elderly person, I would love to be living in this community as an elderly person because
Yeah.
where I'm from, you could be dead in your house 5 days before anybody would even notice you missing. See where we are around here, you know yourself, if you go into a depression and nobody sees you for 24 hours,
Yeah.
they're going to come through your door.
Yeah, they'll be
So
looking
no,
where
really,
are they? Where is she?
the community spirit around here is absolutely
It's
amazing.
amazing.
And I think for the way the whole of Ireland has been shown, kind of, I think definitely in Josh's case, a lot of it is because he's from Ballymun. Let people see how the community comes together.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do it in Ballymun.
That's what I reckon do with Ballymun looking at there because they do it in Ballymun and do it on that main road and do it on a Saturday or Sunday
Yeah.
where these people that doesn't work the weeks. So on the
Weekends.
week can go.
Exactly.
It doesn't work the weekend, sorry, can go.
Yeah.
So
Good.
that's it.
Well, Brooke, I want to say thanks so much
You're very
for
welcome.
coming on and sharing with us. And I can't, as I said earlier on, there's absolutely nothing that
No.
I or anybody else can say to make this easier for you, but I promise I will help you in that and later on to do. And Josh will always be a part of
He's up there
fucking
now.
Chris. He's on the wall, he's not coming down up there.
He's like, Ma, get that down now.
Yeah, he'd be mortified.
Fix
wouldn't
my
he,
hair
if he
with
saw
that. He would.
that?
Thanks very much for having us and letting us get Josh's story out there.
Yeah. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.